Number 5, Ilya Dragunov.
Sucks.
At the moment, Brock Lesnar no-sold Ilya Dragunov's offense at the 2020.
And again, where has he been? Yeah, ever since this, bro, it was just like raps for the bro.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
Yo, what up? It's Majay back here in another video. Today we're going to be reacting to a video by WrestleMania. The video is going to be on 10 WWE wrestlers Triple H has ruined. Ah, man, it's crazy we get into this like point of the time where Triple H is finally getting a whole list of people he ruined. It's usually Vince McMahon or some other type of promoter, but like, damn, he has finally got a list now. But I can tell some people that are gonna be on this list. The Miz, yeah, he hasn't, bro. You seen what he's been doing with Danhausen? I mean, Danhausen is entertaining, but like, I mean, I get Miz is probably fine in like the position that he's in because he makes anything work. But like, man, that's just like kind of far from like the title. I want him in the Intercontinental title picture, bro. And I think I said in the last video, I think Jordynne Grace, he called Jordynne Grace up for virtually nothing. He called her up just to lose to Jade, and I don't even think she's on TV anymore. And oh my gosh, it's horrible. I feel like Bron Breakker has kind of lost a lot of momentum too. Whatever the fucking Vision feud, I want the Vision to end. At the time of this recording right now, they literally took the tag team championships back from the Street Profits. I hate the Vision. This whole thing needs to just get like thrown into the garbage. And Sami Zayn has lost the championship. No surprise there. Ah, man, we knew it was coming. But let's just get into the video and see what wrestlers he has on this. I know it has to be a few, well, 2 people. I probably just say it has to be, but let's just get into the video and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 WWE stars that Triple H has outright ruined. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on our new Facebook page. Number 10, Rusev. When Rusev returned to WWE last year, fans didn't know what to expect. Rusev had a mixed run in AEW with some of his matches delivering, yet AEW just never got behind him as a main event level attraction. The interesting thing about Rusev returning was that Triple H should have been a huge fan of his recent work in AEW, and Triple H was keen to present Rusev strongly when they worked together back in NXT over a decade prior. The issue was that Rusev returned to the company completely soulless. The character and gimmick was basically non-existent, and the crowd struggled to connect with him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggled to connect with him on that level too, bro, because like I don't know what was going on, man. They could have like brought back the Rusev Day gimmick, but I know that's old, but like it worked. But like you could have like created like some type of gimmick for him. Not only he's just gonna I don't like this phrase for him.
Was giving Rusev the Rusev Day gimmick back, but Triple H appears to be insistent on keeping Rusev in a one-dimensional box. Unfortunately, unless anything changes soon, Rusev is destined.
You know what? I'm just leaving. I'm not gonna look at it. Well, I have no choice. But like it really felt like a good bad like soulless gimmick, bro. He just came back into nothing. I felt like it was cool with the array of superstars returning, but like come on, bro, think of some type of gimmick for him. Get him excited for something, not just returning in some type of regular feud and taking out a few jobbers.
To be a mid-card talent that eventually finds himself performing on WWE main event. Yeah. Number 9, Johnny Gargano. Now as things stand, Gargano has spent the majority of 2026 asleep on a crate backstage. What is the purpose of this gimmick and where is it actually leading to? Gargano was often labeled as Triple H's ace in NXT, as the game in essence centered the entire brand around Gargano, and for good reason. He was incredible in the ring, and he had managed to fully connect with the crowd. When he was brought back when Triple H took over WWE Creative, there was hope that he would become a main event attraction in the company, but it hasn't happened in any capacity. The WWE exit of Tommaso Ciampa has without a doubt impacted Gargano's WWE trajectory, as after Ciampa left the company.
You know what? I don't want to give Triple H excuses, but maybe it's probably TKO, probably like, you know, kind of like heading over his head, kind of like looking at him and kind of like trying to basically tell him like the type of wrestlers to push and giving their input, because they basically his bosses, bro. They basically the boss of everybody. They sometimes tell him to make cuts and pick some releases, but like yeah, he probably can't really do what he want to do like back in NXT. It sucks, but shit, this is kind of like kind of what it has come to. But I'm not giving him no excuses for like the bad booking part. You can think of like a lot of good stuff to do with these wrestlers.
In favor of AEW, Gargano was left directionless, and this has unfortunately led to the now infamous great storyline. Now all hope isn't lost when it comes to the former NXT champion, as WWE has been teasing a storyline with Sami Zayn, and with Zayn now WWE champion, is it now possible that Gargano is set for a career resurgence? Number 8.
Nope, we're putting a fork in that, and I don't know what's going to be happening, but CM Punk just won the championship. Spoiler there.
Candice LeRae. At one time, Candice LeRae was legitimately labeled as one of the best pure workers in pro wrestling. LeRae was a tremendous in-ring talent, and in her NXT run, she had classic matches, and a match with Io Sky is still considered to be one of the greatest women's matches of all time. Unfortunately, her main roster run has been a total flop, and it's hard to determine why exactly this is. LeRae just doesn't get booked to wrestle, and whenever she appears on WWE television, fans are shocked, as it's almost as if she's retired from in-ring competition. When the women's division in WWE can often feel repetitive and stale, it just makes no sense why such a talented name has been given nothing to do on the main roster. A lot of fans feel like both Gargano and LeRae should just try their luck in AEW, and this is honestly not the worst suggestion in the world, as it's not like their booking can get any worse in WWE. Number 7.
I mean, oh look, I was right. Because it was obvious. But like they're sort of right. They're sort of right on that. Like, maybe try to go to AEW and try to wrestle some new people there, and maybe you'll get some TV time over there, because like Jesus Christ, at this time it's just like a struggle to get on TV now or get a good gimmick. Ciampa went over there and he's doing really great.
Jordynne Grace. The WWE looked to be firing on all cylinders when it came to the main roster call-up of Jordynne Grace. She was instantly thrown into the main event scene with a feud with Jade Cargill, and there were rumors that WWE were considering crowning her straight away. Of course, this didn't happen, and this early push was perhaps the worst thing to happen to her. Since this feud with Cargill, Grace has basically disappeared from WWE television completely, and she's often found wrestling on WWE main event. It turns out that WWE brought Grace up to the main roster just to lose to Cargill, and they had no extended plans for her beyond that. She would have been better off staying in NXT, as it's going to be a long way back to the top of the women's division on SmackDown.
I don't even think she even won the NXT women's championship, or even like the women's North American championship. Bro, I'll vote for her to go back down there to like at least be needed down there and want and have some good feuds, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but NXT's like always kind of like some sort of resurgence for a talent to go down there and rename themselves. That's why a lot of people want to go back down to NXT. But it really sucks that they not doing nothing with her. She'd probably be better off back in TNA.
Especially when she can't even make it onto the show. Number 6, The Miz. Without question, The Miz is a future WWE Hall of Famer. The Miz is one of the most respected names in the WWE locker room, yet he's been relegated to a novelty act by Triple H in recent years. What's shocking is that The Miz hasn't won a singles match on TV in over 2 years, and he currently is presented as a complete jobber. This man is a former WWE champion, and he's a man that has main evented WrestleMania. So what the hell is going on? Well, it's often been theorized that Triple H has a personal dislike of The Miz. Since Triple H took over, The Miz hasn't remotely sniffed the main event scene, and now The Miz finds himself portraying a zombie-esque character on SmackDown. This is the kind of shit that Akira Tozawa should be doing, not The Miz.
Damn.
No offense to Tozawa. Some fans may feel that The Miz is in the correct
I mean, I would kind of try to like say that's disrespectful, but think again. Remember in the pandemic, this nigga was running around in a fucking ninja suit.
role at this stage of his career. Yet for a seasoned veteran and for a man that has accomplished everything in the company, it would make more sense to keep him credible as an active talent. Currently, a win over the former champion means absolutely nothing, and unless WWE rebuilds The Miz from the ground up, this is unlikely to change. Number 5, Ilya Dragunov.
Sucks.
At the moment, Brock Lesnar no-sold Ilya Dragunov's offense at the 2020.
And again, where has he been? Ever since this, bro, it was just like raps for the bro. I feel like ever since he like lost the US, wasn't it the US title or I think it was the US title. Yeah, it was the US title. I have not seen Ilya Dragunov like a long time, bro. I thought he was gonna be like a good like a good like ace in the hole, just like how Gunther is right now, bro. Man, they should have just pushed him to the moon.
Rumble was a moment that changed everything for Dragunov in WWE. Following the clip going viral, WWE decided to turn this into an ongoing trend, and they would then proceed to have lower card names such as Tonga Loa no sell for Dragunov, completely killing the credit.
Bro, that's fucking disrespectful. Yeah, it's basically killing the credibility right there. Having Tonga Loa, out of all people, no sell your chops. Man, it was already enough with Brock Lesnar because he's at least a tough guy to, get past. But like having this motherfucker, that pisses me off.
Credibility and aura the former NXT champion. Even more strange right now is that Dragunov currently finds himself off television. There hasn't been a single report explaining why this has exactly occurred, or whether Dragunov has backstage heat. Dragunov had an acclaimed run as US champion, and he's managed to get over with the main roster crowd, so there's no valid reasons why he hasn't been featured on SmackDown at all. I mean, SmackDown was a 3-hour presentation for months, and fans have called out the fact that WWE has zero space for one of the best pure workers in the company on a 3-hour show. It's just downright insane. SmackDown has now reverted back to the 2-hour format, which makes the changes of Dragunov getting a storyline on the show significantly slimmer. And this is only going to amplify the calls for WWE to release him so that the Mad Dragon can spread his wings in another promotion. Number 4, Shinsuke Nakamura. Former NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't won a match on TV since January 2025. This is a shocking statistic, and it's even more alarming that Nakamura has basically disappeared off television, and whenever he appears on TV, it's all but confirmed that he's going to lose. When Nakamura signed to the NXT brand, Triple H went all in on him, and he was presented as if he was the biggest star in the world. Well, sadly, this presentation has been nowhere to be seen on the main roster, and it could even be argued that Vince McMahon somehow...
Yeah, Vince McMahon screwed this man up terribly, bro. Have him... He's a Royal Rumble winner. He's a Royal Rumble winner. Like, not to take away from that, but like when he got to the main event scene, they booked him terribly, bro. That match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania was just garbage. Like, man, y'all have these two wrestlers and you decide to book it like that by like making him give AJ a fucking kick to the balls or a hit to the balls. Man, I don't know what even happened. I'm surprised WWE hasn't like really released him. I'm not trying to like, say like releasing him and, putting bad luck on people, but like, I'm surprised WWE has not released Shinsuke yet. He could probably be in another promotion. I'm not gonna say go back to Japan. He already did whatever he could have did in Japan. Like he already won a lot of championships there. But he could probably go to AEW maybe.
Presented Nakamura better on the main roster than Triple H has ever done. There's a huge discrepancy between Triple H's booking in NXT and his main roster booking. The names that he gravitates towards in NXT aren't necessarily going to be his favorites on the main roster, and it's hard to pinpoint why exactly this is. Of course, there are numerous players with a say on the main roster, and Triple H has to appease executives and TKO bosses, so it's possible that Triple H can't implement the same creative directions he had when he ran the Black and Gold brand. Number 3, Natalya. Every few years in WWE, the company commits to a push for Natalya. She enters the world title scene, and this is usually accompanied with a heel turn. She then loses, and then fades into the background on TV once again. Triple H took this similar approach with the Natty character, which is supposed to be a serious, legitimate persona. Natty would enter into a feud with Maxine Dupree, and sadly, it's hard to pinpoint a single memorable moment from the feud. A Ronda Rousey-style persona could have...
I'm not gonna cap, I do not remember that, bro. Natty, she's really a respectable wrestler. But geez, I just do not like remember like this feud, bro. It was kind of hard to just like even imagine this shit even on TV. And she's in NXT right now, feuding with Jada Parker, and she actually got a win over Jada Parker. I'm surprised by that. It kind of like leaded to people getting angry that like Jada Parker's not being pushed. It's a feud, what you expect, like you have to build people up
for the former champion, yet it was given a matter of weeks before it became a non-factor on television. How was it supposed to get over when the resources and time allocation just simply wasn't there? Number 2, LA Knight. Is LA Knight ever going to win the world title? That seems unlikely as long as Triple H is running WWE Creative. Triple H promised that good things were coming for fans of LA Knight, but this was 3 years ago. and the best thing that the game has delivered was a US title win for one of WWE's most popular stars. It's been rumored that Triple H has a personal dislike for the game, and he's worried when it comes to how he represents the company, mainly because he's honest in media interviews.
I'm not gonna cap, he's really not doing a good, a good thing by like kind of like proving the fans wrong on social media. You know how he likes to say people on social media are wrong about something. He's not really doing a good justification of that right now by like, what he's doing to LA Knight, making him enter another feud in the 3-year never ending feud between him and the Bloodline. And LA Knight's always on the receiving loss. He always taking the L on the with the Bloodline every time. Well, probably not from Jimmy and Jay or either all the other lackeys and the Roman, but every time the Roman he takes a L.
His booking has been counterproductive, as he was feuding with the Vision for an entire year before he was once again entered into the Bloodline Vortex, a storyline he'd already been in for the best part of 2 years. It's almost as if the game is hoping that fans lose interest in him and stop cheering for him. Yet the good thing for LA is that the majority of fans can see right through this booking, and his reactions have still remained incredibly strong. And number 1, Bron Breakker. And with the start of 2026, Bron Breakker was the undisputed favorite to win the Royal Rumble match. This didn't occur at all. In fact, the total opposite happened, where Bron Breakker was absolutely buried in the matchup, being eliminated first. So eyebrows were definitely being raised at the very start. And then when he was injured just before WrestleMania, this seemingly changed Breakker's WWE trajectory forever. When he returned,
yeah, I'm not gonna cap. I touched on this like when this thing happened. I'm like, what are y'all doing with him? I know y'all want him to feud with Seth Rollins and all that shit, but like, this was before like the whole Vision Vortex kind of began. Like, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Like, if you're gonna present a star like Bron Breakker right now, at least give him a good showing in the Royal Rumble. Like, do something, but you not screw him right at the beginning of the match. Triple H's booking is crazy.
something just fell off. Breakker was still a member of the Vision stable, yet he was joined by Austin Theory and Logan Paul, 2 names he had zero chemistry with. Breakker felt like a novelty act, and even though his big spot still received a huge reaction, the association with Theory and Paul continued to hurt him on television. Breakker would then lose to Seth Rollins in a steel cage match at Night of Champions, and there was concern coming out of the match that Triple H had officially given up on him. Breakker was once seen as one of the pillars of WWE's future, yet stars such as Obafemi, Trick Williams, and even Javon Evans have now overtaken him on the totem pole. This has been supported by a recent interview the game did with Stephen A. Smith, where he didn't name Breakker as a future WrestleMania main eventer, which is alarming to say the very least.
Damn.
Thankfully, Breakker is still one of the youngest names on the roster, so there's still a strong chance that he can still turn things around. But the WWE machine needs to go back to the drawing board with his character and rebuild him from the ground up. But they have it.
Oh man, it's a lot of stars they need to just go back to the drawing board with and recuperate the respect that they have to build up with these people, bro. It really sucks that these fools just can't get anything right, especially Triple H right now. I know there's a lot to say there to be on his plate because he's got Triple H. Because he got TKO like hovering above his head like evil puppet masters, I feel like, and they're not like really like doing anything with the wrestlers, and they kind of keep telling him what to do with the wrestlers. Probably, you never know. We don't know these things, but like, from what the Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud, that kind of confirmed it. When they got Pat McAfee on it, and this whole thing, bro. He really needs to like. I feel like WWE needs to really dig deep and just try to make a change, bro. I mean, I feel like some of these wrestlers on this list are gonna get released, pretty soon, because like I feel like the writing is on the drawboard right there. Oh, shit, Sheamus just left, New Day left. With these fools at TKO keep trying to like reconstruct the whole contracts, it's not working out. Like, these people really need to stop going back and trying to negotiate a contract. These people feel disrespected. I'm not gonna cap, and I don't blame them if they feel disrespected. But like, hopefully Triple H can go back to the drawing board with some of these wrestlers at least, because there's still hope for Bron Breakker. There's still hope for all these younger wrestlers right now, and I hope he makes more stars and could do right by them, especially LA Knight. I hope he gives him the chance. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and this video will be linked in the description. And we are on the road to 800 subscribers. We're literally 10 away at the recording of this right now, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. We will be out.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?